Today I'm changing the rear differential fluid on my 2013 Honda Pilot. If you're dealing with Honda Pilot differential noise or just need to do the routine maintenance, this is how to do it. Honda recommends changing the rear differential fluid after the first 15,000 miles and then every 30,000 miles after that. If you do a lot of towing or you're driving a lot of hills, that maintenance interval drops down to 7,500 and then every 15,000. This maintenance will show up on your dashboard maintenance minder as a code when your oil needs changed. There are several important tips and tricks I'll share to help you do this yourself and save some money. To do a rear end fluid change, you will first need the fluid. This 2013 Honda Pilot calls for VTM4 fluid. You'll want to check your owner's manual for your fluid type to confirm. The rear diff fluid type is also listed below on the sticker near the rear differential here. I picked up this gallon jug of VTM4 fluid online. I'll put links to it in the description and comments below for your convenience. You'll also need a fluid pump and new crush washers to do this job. This fluid pump works on both small quart bottles and large wide mouth gallon bottles. It's used to pump the fluid into the rear differential. There are two different size crush washers you will need as well. One is an 18mm and the other is 20mm. I also found this pack online that contains both size crush washers in a single pack just for this job. Again, I'll put links below to the VTM4 differential fluid, the 18 and 20mm crush washer pack, and the fluid pump. This way you can order all four of them online at once without having to run around looking for them. To make things much easier, we're first going to remove the spare tire to give us more room and access to the differential. The differential is located just behind the spare tire and the frame right here. To drop the spare, open the rear hatch to access the spare cable crank. Pro tip, open the storage access door on the left and use it to prop and hold the latch open for you. The crank is just under this access door and the tools needed to drop it are in here. You simply need to crank it to release the cable and drop the tire. Once it's loose, you can then spin it by hand to continue dropping it. With the spare tire removed and the cable cranked all the way back up, you can easily see the two bolt locations. Also right here is the fluid sticker I mentioned earlier. The bottom lowermost bolt, of course, is the drain bolt, and the top bolt is the fill bolt. The most important thing to remember here is to remove the fill bolt first. You don't want to drain the differential to then find out you can't remove the fill bolt, leaving you with no way to fill it. So always start with the fill bolt first. If this service has never been done on your Honda Pilot, I recommend spraying the bolts first with some penetrating oil to help loosen the bolts and remove corrosion. I meant to do this a couple of times a few days before doing this job, but I forgot and I paid the price. Both bolts use a 3/8 inch socket just like the transmission bolt. I started with a 10-inch breaker bar and extension, but was not able to get the bolt to break. After switching to an 18-inch breaker bar, I was able to get the fill bolt removed. The bolt and washer feed right out through the hole in the frame. As I was pulling it out, my crush washer fell when passing through. It took me a minute to figure out where it went, but it was quickly located within the frame. Let me know in the comments if this happens to you as well. Now with the fill bolt removed, we can safely remove the drain bolt and drain the rear differential. The drain bolt is lower to the ground, so there wasn't enough room for my 18-inch breaker bar. So I tried like hell with a 10-inch breaker bar with and without the extension, but didn't have the leverage needed to break it. So I had to improvise and use some additional leverage with my legs to get it to come loose. At this point I was really wishing I'd remembered the penetrating oil. With the bolt loose, you can then drain the rear differential into your drain pan. While the differential is draining, you have time to clean the drain plug and install new crush washers. The drain bolt is magnetic and it collects any metal or debris circulating throughout the differential. Wipe and clean off the metal shavings and debris before reinstalling it. After cleaning the drain bolt, discard the old crush washer and install a new one. You'll also need to install a new crush washer on the fill bolt. Once the differential fluid slows to a drip, you can reinstall the drain bolt and the new crush washer. This bolt calls for a torque spec of 35 foot-pounds. So I'm going to use my torque wrench here to reinstall the bolt at the proper torque. This way next time it won't be over tightened and hopefully it'll be easier to remove. Now that the drain bolt is reinstalled, we can pump in our VTM4 fluid. Again, this fluid pump works on both large and small mouth bottles, and it's a must-have for various fluid changes and auto maintenance. The fill tube will feed right through the frame in the hole to the fill bolt. You'll have a little bit left over from our gallon because it only takes about 3 quarts to fill the rear differential. You just need to keep pumping the fluid until the fluid starts to run out of the fill hole. Once the fluid starts to run out, you're done filling. After you're done filling, we can reinstall the fill bolts and our new crush washer. Again, we'll torque this bolt to 35 foot-pounds as well. Now we just need to reinstall and raise the spare tire and button a few things up to be done. Overall, this is a really easy maintenance item that you can do on your own. I'll put links in the video description and comments below for all the things needed for this maintenance repair. Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips and tricks. See you next time, and thanks for watching.
Just smile, Jack. Get on camera. Whoa, whoa, stop. It went out of the hole.